So this is something I've been thinking about over the past couple of weeks, actually. And I suppose when I started racing, the whole hashtag we used was, girls can do it too. And something I've spoken about recently with people is I think that's gone. I think it's over. Everyone now knows girls can do it too. Like there's probably some countries where it's still a big issue, I'm sure. But in the UK, Ireland, probably America, Europe, things like that. We've gone past the point of saying, "Oh, hi, we're here, let us in." There are girls racing, there are girls competing, being mechanics, working behind the scenes, doing all this technical things. So I read a line in a surf book actually recently. It was on the blurb of it, and it said, "Oh, if you think surfing is a male-dominated sport, think again." And these are all the women that are involved in it. And I just thought that angle was so powerful because it's no longer, "Oh, well, we can do this too." It's like people know we can do it. So now it's just a matter of promoting the women who are doing it and just letting that audience grow.
I don't think there's a lack of female representation. What I would say is that there isn't the breadth of female representation across all of the roles. If you work inside the paddock, you know that there are a number of females working there, but a lot of them are in job roles that you perhaps don't see as camera facing. What we do need to see change is, we need more female engineers. We need more female data engineers. We need more females in management roles as well. That is what I would say needs to change. Females need to be in more roles rather than just perhaps the stereotypical roles that we've seen them in for years, like, having a female reporter, or perhaps more the media PR and comms, hostessing and things like that. This is something, again, I think steps are being made to see that change, but I'd say we're still quite a far way off.
There's always going to be people behind the scenes who never kind of face the media or anything like that, and that kind of makes it seem like those roles don't exist because you don't see those people. But they're just as important to make any team work and the sport work. In the same way as like a presenter is. Just because they're not like camera facing doesn't mean that they're not there, that role doesn't exist, and that they're not doing an important job. But like there are a lot, like obviously with females in motorsport, like sharing the stories of women who might not be like on the telly every weekend, like that is so important because you never know, like that might inspire someone to take up a role like that. Like if you really enjoy maths and science, it was never my thing, so like that would have never kind of appealed to me, but I can appreciate how cool like a job like that is. And when I've spoken to people who work in like the engineering sector, I'm like, I kind of get it, like little bits of engineering and stuff, but like tell me exactly what you do because it's really interesting, like from my perspective. And being able to share those stories is what's really important in turn to get more people interested and involved. So that's just as important as seeing like people on the telly, because like I've said, obviously you can't get every single woman in F1 in front of a camera across a race weekend, like it's just not possible. But knowing that they exist and being able to showcase their stories and showcase that they exist is just as important.
The number of riders is female riders is coming up, but where we are really missing, of course, we still hope to get more female riders, but we definitely need more female leaders. So women in leadership positions, whether it is international federation or national federation, we need to have board members, female board members, more and more. Not just because having women, this is not the case. We don't need women just because they are women. We need talented people, and if those women are talented, we should find a way how to engage them more. In some countries and some federations, it is still, of course, I mean, it's natural. This is still male-dominated world because the majority is men. But I hope that when the generations are getting younger and we have younger and younger people also in the management roles and board roles in federations, there would be also more women coming, because often the women themselves don't think that they are good enough, because they are asking so much of themselves. They really they think that, okay, I don't meet the criteria 100%, so I can't go there, I can't send my applications or whatever. And they don't think that you just learn every day, you learn new things, you will be never ready for anything. But as long as you have the good mentality, that you are willing to learn and accept that nobody knows everything. So you just need to have good people around you and be willing to learn and accept that this is ongoing journey all the time. So I hope that we will get more women, because we need more different opinions and different people, whether it's gender, age, race, or whatever. We need different kind of people to have to also think outside the box, that we are not always going the same way as we did 50 years ago.
The secret is just to keep working at it and just showing our passion and showing up every day. That's the only thing you can do.
I think the representation of women is getting better. It's still not as good as it could be, but it is becoming more and more common. In Superbike, we have we call it the World Superbike Ladies Club, which it sounds like, drinks and catching up and stuff like that, but it's actually a really good community, which was started by Pippa Laverty, who is now working for the FIM on the Women's Commission. And from what it started a few years ago to now, to having a place where we can connect with women in the World Superbike paddock, to have that support system, it's absolutely brilliant. And that kind of thing that people are seeing now, that we have this community of women in the paddock, it's the representation is coming even better than before, and that those kind of things really, really do help.
I think we, or you people that are giving us some voice and some spaces to just talk about our roles and our jobs, I think we all still need to push and keep doing the same. Because if you compare right now to maybe 2 years ago, we wouldn't be talking about this. Right now we are talking, and maybe in 3 years' time, it's going to be super normal to read stories and to watch videos of male working in motorsports. Normally, when I talk with my friends, we all on the same. We don't like, or sometimes we don't like, because it's not that way we hate it. No, we don't hate it. But we don't like the fact that we always need to remember that there are women working in motorsports, It's like a double game for us. Like, okay, we want to be among the rest, but at the same time, we need to be pointed out, And this duality sometimes is difficult to handle. But I don't see another way of doing things right now, Just keep doing this amazing work you all are doing, and keep pushing and not giving up.
I think we need to arrive in a point. It is not anymore necessary. It's not anymore necessary to highlight the fact there is women in MotoGP. It has to be something, has to be there, like in normal day. If I notice as well, like there is other problem in motorsport, that is not only the fact there is women are still not so out there. I would like to see more diversity in every aspect, not only male and female. And I want people like they never talk about this, and they never talk about LGBT community in MotoGP. No one dare go and say like, oh, I have this preference. They keep by themselves. I think it's something that is important to address. Diversity is missing, is lacking. So yeah, I think it's not only, of course, MotoGP is doing that, doing like in Qatar, we did this massive picture with all the women together. Doesn't matter if you're working there, your girlfriend or mom or a rider. They want to put all the gear in one girl in a picture and see, oh, look, we are a lot girl. That they did in Qatar, that it was even difficult traveling because of COVID. So you could do in another race where there could be even more people. But it's okay. It's good that did this initiative to show there is women, but they're supposed to do also in other category. Like everyone has to be welcome, not only if you're women, if you're a girl. Everyone has to be welcome in motorsport, in my opinion.
I think there's still more that we can do to improve the perception of women working in the paddock. I think there's been a lot more discussion in the last 12 months or so, particularly via Twitter, in the MotoGP side of things as well for bike racing. And I think Fran Wild, who's the PR manager for MotoGP, she did an amazing job through that discussion of highlighting that if you want to do anything in the MotoGP paddock, you need to speak to a woman. And I think we need more allies as well, not only women building each other up, but also people that have been in the industry for a long time. If they highlight a lot more of those roles, the things that women are doing in racing that are not the traditional roles, that there is an opportunity there to further improve the perception of women in racing.